Hello friends, my name is Vikas. So friends, we have an app by the name Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store in your Android phones. This app will help you in boosting your preparation. Once you have downloaded this app, you can go and log in with your Gmail or Google ID in this application. And once you have logged in, then you will be transferred to this page here. On this page, you will be able to see home, all courses, my courses, and doubt sessions also. So in the courses, if we talk to you, in the courses, if you purchase course from us, we will be providing you with multiple material for your preparation. Material such as your daily current affairs, your weekly current affairs, your monthly current affairs. In daily, we will be providing you with 20 questions quiz, an ebook that is in your PDF formats of the questions of that particular day. Then we'll be providing you in weekly with the same 50 question quiz that will be a compiled and important 50 questions, and also we'll be providing you a compiled PDF of the weekly current affairs in the question answer format also. It will be a very helpful PDF, and similarly for monthly also we'll be providing you important monthly current affairs on a monthly basis. So the same content you will be revising maximum number of times, and it will help you in your preparation. We'll also provide material related to your banking and awareness also, and apart from that we'll be covering all important topics such as your apps and web portal, important days, books and authors, national affairs, international affairs, sports, defense, awards, obituary, important days, and what not. Everything will be covered in this topic wise by me only. So apart from that, we also provide state wise current affairs that will also help you to prepare for the regional exams. Hello friends, so let's start with our video. In today's video, we will be discussing important current affairs of the topic government schemes for March month. The session will be very helpful to you, so do pay attention till the end. First thing that we are talking about is crop diversification index. But what is crop diversification? Crop diversification refers to the addition of new crops or cropping system to the agriculture production on a particular farm, taking into account the different returns from the value added crops with complementary marketing opportunities. I repeat, crop diversification index, it refers to the addition of new crops or cropping system to an agriculture production. So first in country Telangana moves to index its crops. So what does it mean? Question will be asked in you such a way, which is the first country to of which is the first state in India to implement crop diversification index? It is your Telangana. All right, it is your Telangana. Telangana turned out to be the first in India that has adopted the crop diversification index by a way of recording their crop diversification patterns in the form of an index. According to this index, Telangana grows 77 variety of crops, out of which only 10 crops that are mostly grains are chosen for crop diversification. If we talk about this, as we saw, there are 77 different crops. They include food, non-food crops, cash crops, as well as the areas under floriculture. Floriculture is related to your flowers. Alright, they have been considered to calculate this particular index. In this, the index has a starting value of 1 that represent the percentage of the total cultivated area devoted to a single crop. Many districts in the state have index values that are ranging from 0 to 5, and the higher the value, the greater the agriculture diversification. The index would serve as a baseline for the future crop diversification in the state. Next to paddy and maize, which are the traditionally grown crops in the state, pulses were the most preferred crops by the farmers. So apart from paddy and maize, which is the crop that has been a major part of this crop diversification, they are pulses. Alright, so coming back, this was just an additional information that you need to pay attention. Question will be direct and simple. Which state is the first state to adopt the crop diversification index? It is your Telangana state of India. Alright, questions will be direct and simple, so don't need to worry about it. Next, before moving on, tell me which state implemented one district, one product scheme? Tell me. One district, one product scheme was implemented by whom? Who was the brand ambassador also of this particular scheme? So remember, one district, one product. This scheme was started by Uttar Pradesh, and the brand ambassador of this scheme was She was an actress. She is Kangana Ranaut. Similarly, recently, a Vishakhapatnam railway station became the first station in East Coast to implement one station, one product. Important. Here we are talking about one station. That means on a single station, one of a kind product will be sold, and for that product only that station will be famous for specifically. All right. So one station, one product scheme has been launched, or which is the first station that launched this one station, one product scheme is of which station? Vishakhapatnam Railway Station. Then remember, Etikoppa Toys and Handicraft Products. I repeat, Etikoppa Toys and Handicraft Products from the village will be showcased and sold at the Vishakhapatnam station. Question will be asked, what will be sold under one station, one product scheme at the Vishakhapatnam railway station? It is your Etikoppa toys as well as some handicraft products will be famous for this particular railway station, that is Vishakhapatnam railway station. So where is this Vishakhapatnam railway station? It is in Andhra Pradesh. It is set to implement one station, one product concept of Government of India on a pilot basis. Pilot basis means it will be on the trial basis for 15 days. This will become the first railway station in East Coast Railway to implement one station, one product. The Railway Board of Indian Railways has identified one station in every zone for implementing the pilot project for period of 15 days. Alright, so coming back, one station, one product. This scheme has been started on the pilot basis in which railway station or in which state. If state is asked, then it will be Andhra Pradesh. If railway station, Vishakhapatnam railway station. And what are the products that will be sold at these railway station? They are Etikoppa toys and handicraft products. Then if we talk about one station, one product, this is a concept that is based on the successful one district, one product scheme that was announced by the Government of India while presenting the budget for 2022 to 2023. Alright, one nation, district, one product. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman proposed to popularize the one station, one product concept under the railways to support local businessmen and supply chain using railways. Alright, so coming back, this one district, one product scheme, this was launched by Government of India, and in this the UP government declared that the brand ambassador for the one district, one product scheme for UP will be Kangana Ranaut. If the question is asked, you should know what is one district, one product scheme. This is basically focusing on the local manufacturers, basically focusing on the local products that are manufactured and scaling them at to such a level that they can be exported to various parts of the country as well as to various parts of the world. So to popularize the product of a particular locality or a particular district and to make them famous, this was the aim of this one district, one product scheme that was launched by Government of India, and UP declared Kangana Ranaut as the brand ambassador of one district, one product scheme. Moving on. Next, we'll be talking about Donate a Pension initiative. Important initiative. Alright, Donate a Pension. This initiative was recently launched by the Union Labour and Employment Minister Bhupendra Yadav. First of all, first thing that you need to remember, who launched this Donate a Pension initiative? This initiative was launched by Bhupendra Yadav, who is the Union Labour and Employment Minister. Now, what is this scheme? Why was this in news, and what is the main aim of this particular scheme? This scheme allows a citizen to donate or they can pay the contribution for a minimum 1 year with the amount ranging from, you can say, 660 to 2400 a year depending upon the age of beneficiary. And how they will be contributing? They will be donating the premium contribution of their immediate support staff such as domestic worker or a driver or a helper or a caregiver, or he or she can be a nurse. Alright, I repeat, this scheme allows a citizen to donate the premium contribution of their immediate support staff such as domestic worker, helpers, caregivers, nurse, or etc. All right, important. Another thing, remember, recently the Union Labor Minister and Employment Ministry or Union Labor and Employment Ministry launched this scheme allowing any citizens to pay this premium amount on the behalf of these unorganized workers, and this is under which scheme? You should remember, this is under Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. This is important. Question will be asked that Donate a Pension scheme was launched under which scheme? This Donate a Pension was launched under Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. And remember, this initiative is one of the events that was planned by Ministry of Labor and Employment Ministry for the iconic week. When is your iconic week? If question is asked that when was your iconic week observed? This was observed from 17th to 13th of March, which is also a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Coming back, 3 to 4 things that you need to remember. First thing, Bhupendra Yadav ji launched it. What was the name of the scheme? Donate a Pension. This initiative was launched under which scheme? Under Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. When was it launched? It was launched during Iconic Week. When is your Iconic Week observed? From 7th to 13th of March. Alright. Now, this initiative under the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana's pension scheme that encourages people to donate premium contribution, all right, of their immediate support staff such as workers, divers, helpers, caregivers, nurse. The donors can pay 1 year's initial contribution in one time or for more than a year period. The donation amount for a year is minimum 660 rupees and maximum is up to 2400 depending upon the age of beneficiary. All right. Next is also important. Remember, Sagar Parikrama. What is this Sagar Parikrama? And recently, remember, this Sagar Parikrama initiative was launched by whom? It was launched by Purushottam Rupalaji, who is our Union Fisheries Minister. So remember, recently Sagar Parikrama, this initiative was launched to solve the concerns of fishermen community in Gujarat. All right, to solve the problems or solve the concerns of the fishermen community in Gujarat, this Sagar Parikrama, this initiative was launched by the Union Ministry for Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Purushottam Rupalaji. Important. All right, and the name is Sagar Parikrama. If we talk about it, Gujarat marks the first state as a part of Sagar Parikrama initiative. Question will be asked, which was the first state to be a part of this Parikrama initiative, Sagar Parikrama initiative? It is Gujarat. This initiative is emphasized in the sea by demonstrating solidarity with all fisher folk, fish farmers and concerned stakeholders as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So coming back, Sagar Parikrama inaugurated by Purushottam Rupalaji. It is for the concerns of fishermen community in Gujarat, and the first state where this Sagar Parikrama was launched, or if the first state to be a part of Sagar Parikrama, is Gujarat. Next we are talking about Param Ganga. Param Ganga is a supercomputer. The speed of this supercomputer is measured in flops, floating operations per second. The responsible ministry to establish this is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. All right, and where was this set up? This Param Ganga, that is a supercomputer, was set up at IIT Roorkee, and the mission under which this Param Ganga was set up is, that is important, that is your National Supercomputing Mission. So question will be in such a way that under which mission was Param Ganga established at IIT Roorkee? It was under your National Supercomputing Mission that the Param Ganga supercomputer was established at IIT Roorkee. Next, we will be talking about President's Color. President's Color, this is an award. This award is presented to any military unit who have served in the war times as well as during the peace times to India. I repeat, it is given, this award is presented to any military unit that has served India during the war times or during the peace times. So recently, in the year 2022, this President's Color Award is presented to Indian naval ship Valsura. All right, and who is the person who presents this award? It is presented by the President of India. As of now, currently Ramnath Kovind sir is the President of India. So this award was presented to Indian naval ship Valsura by Ramnath Kovind. Important, mark this. So these were your some of the important questions related to government schemes. Now let's discuss some important previous year month questions. All right, first of all, world's most polluted capital in the world. If we are talking about world's most polluted in terms of air pollution, first of all, remember, all right, it is your Delhi. Delhi for the fourth consecutive year has been ranked as the world's most polluted capital in the world as per the World Air Quality Report for the year 2021. I repeat, this is for the fourth consecutive year that Delhi has been named as the world's most polluted capital in the world. Similarly, if we talk about countries, here we are talking about countries now. Which is the most polluted country in the world? It is Bangladesh. That is followed by Chad, followed by Pakistan, followed by Tajikistan, and on fifth position is your India. So in terms of or in the list of the world's most polluted countries, India ranks fifth. Next, if we were talking about Delhi, remember recently cases of TB, that is your tuberculosis affects your lungs. All right, cases of TB in India has increased by 19%. All right, this was a data recently released. Also, Delhi is the state in which that saw the most number of rise in the cases of TB, and that is around 19% cases up. I repeat, question will be asked recently, how much percent increase in cases are seen in India of tuberculosis? It is 19%, and the state, which is the state that is seeing the maximum number of rise in the cases of tuberculosis, it is your Delhi. Second thing, TB, it affects lungs, we know tuberculosis, but what is the organism or bacteria that affects the lungs or that causes this tuberculosis? It is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This is the name of the bacteria that causes this disease. Similarly, coming back to next scheme, that is Swachh Sarvekshan 2022. Recently, a field assessment survey or field assessment was launched with around 3,000 successors ready to go on the field. I repeat, field assessment, that is your Swachh Sarvekshan 2022 was recently launched with around 3,000 assessors ready to go on the field. What was this? Let's look at it. Alright, first we'll talk about this Swachh Sarvekshan. In 2016, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs as a competitive framework encourages cities to improve the status of urban sanitization. Alright, with large-scale citizen participation, it creates healthy competition among the cities and towns of India. So, the survey was initiated with 73 cities and now it has grown to 4,320 cities in Swachh Sarvekshan of 2021. Earlier in 2016 we started with just 73 cities, alright, and now in 2021 it has grown to 4,320 cities. Alright, in this Swachh Sarvekshan you have to remember that it is an annual survey of cleanliness, hygiene and sanitation in cities and towns across India. Alright, and if asked when was the first survey undertaken, it was in 2016. And how many cities were part of it? 73 cities were part of it. Alright, now question can be asked, which is the responsible ministry for Swachh Sarvekshan? The responsible ministry is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Alright, if asked, if we are talking about cleanliness, hygiene and citizen, tell me which is the cleanest city in India? Cleanest city, it is Indore is the cleanest city. Similarly, if I ask you which is the cleanest state, it is your Chhattisgarh is the cleanest state. Alright, next we are talking about Scotch State of Governance Ranking 2021. Remember, recently Andhra Pradesh has secured the first position in the Scotch State of Governance ranking. But what is this Scotch State of Governance ranking? First of all, you should know this. Remember, this Scotch Governance Report Card for the 2021 basically it tells about the performance of various projects at state, district, and municipal level. It will tell you about the performance various projects are performing at any given point of time in any area. Alright, then combining all that data, all that records, this report, Scotch Governance Report Card was released. By whom it was released by? Remember this, Scotch Group releases this Scotch Governance Report Card. It was released in Delhi. Alright, and the state that has secured the top position is your Andhra Pradesh. Also remember, this is the second consecutive year that Andhra Pradesh has secured the first position in the Star State category. Alright, I repeat, which is the state that has topped in the Scotch Governance Index for the year 2021. It is your Andhra Pradesh, and basically this index is given to perform, or it is to keep a check on the performing states with various projects. All right, are those projects on time? Is there any corruption in those projects? Are those projects being delivered at the right quality that was promised before? So all these things keeps you on check and keeps a state on check. And when the data is compiled of the state, these rankings are provided, in which this star state category Andhra Pradesh secured the top position. Important. And if we are talking about the performer state, that is the sixth position. In it, Telangana has secured the sixth position, or has topped in the performer state category. All right, so next we are talking who is the Chief Minister of Goa for the second consecutive term. He is Pramod Sawant. Pramod Sawant has become the Chief Minister of Goa for the second consecutive term. Next is who has become the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand for the second term. He is Pushkar Singh Dhami. Similarly, who has become the Chief Minister of Punjab but for the first time? He is Bhagwant Singh Mann. He is related to which party? He is related to Aam Aadmi Party. Next is we are talking about the fiscal year 2022. Recently, remember, FICCI has projected the GDP growth rate for India for the fiscal year 23 to be 7.4%. Alright, I repeat, FICCI has estimated the GDP growth rate for the fiscal year 2023 to be at 7.4%. Next we are talking about Nepal and India. Nepal and India has signed an MOU on the supply of urea and DAP under G2G agreement. G2G is your government to government agreement. The reason for this is because we know there is a war going in Ukraine, and Ukraine was one of the largest exporter of ureas and fertilizers all around the world. So due to that war, those supply has been stopped. So India has to see or look for alternatives. So that is the reason this government to government agreement was signed between India and Nepal for the supply of urea and DAP. Another interesting fact you can remember is that both Ukraine as well as Russia used to export a large percentage of the wheat to the world. Alright, and because of the war, that has also stopped. So recently many countries are looking for alternatives for the import of wheat, and now many countries are approaching India because India has a surplus of wheat in their bank, and they can now even export that wheat to many countries. Alright, next is recently which became the first paperless assembly by implementing National e-Vidhan application program. This was the application recently, and using this mobile application, that is your e-Vidhan, Nagaland became the first paperless assembly. I repeat, Nagaland became the first paperless assembly by implementing National e-Vidhan application program. Alright, that means everything can be now used digitally. There was no need of paper. Similarly, remember there was a country, or you can say first paperless government is of your which? It is of Dubai. It is the first paperless government. Then if we are talking about Dubai, you should know about UAE. It is in the grey list of FATF, and first IIT outside India will be built in UAE. Next we are talking about recently which was the first state that introduced scheme for carbon neutral farming. This was in order to protect, or you can say improve, soil health. I repeat, recently which is the state that has introduced carbon neutral farming methods that was to improve the soil health. It is your which state? It is your Kerala state became the first state to introduce carbon neutral farming method that will help them to improve the soil health. It is of Kerala. Next we'll be talking about ISRO. Recently, a scheme that is your Young Scientist Program, or you can say Yuvika program, was started. The aim of this program was to pick 150 students for future young scientists, or you can say 150 students for future space missions, so that they can hire them at an earlier stage and train them accordingly. So 2 to 3 questions that you need to remember here. What was Yuvika? It is a young scientist program. Who started this, or it was launched by whom? It was launched by ISRO. This ISRO will be hiring 150 students for young scientist program, that is your Yuva Vigyani Karyakram. Alright, and this is they will hire them for future space exploration missions. Next is a project that is BBIN. Remember, first of all, just BBIN, the project is Motor Vehicle Agreement. This is also known as MVA. But what is BBIN? Bangladesh, India, Nepal, and other B is your Bhutan. First thing you need to remember here, Bhutan is now observer. Recently, this project, that is Motor Vehicle Agreement, was an initiative that was started by these 4 countries. The aim was to connect these countries so that trade can happen. If people can be able to move from one place to other place easily, then the business flourishes and the trade happens. In order to improve that trade, in order to bring more trade, import and export between these 4 countries, this motor vehicle agreement was started. But now recently Bhutan has taken as the observer status only, and now Bangladesh, India, and Nepal are moving ahead with the motor vehicle agreement to implement it. Even World Bank is helping these countries this project funding. All right, which is the bank, or which is the organization that is helping the motor vehicle agreement to for financial funding? It is your World Bank. Next, where is India's first Smart Grid Knowledge Center located? It is located in Manesar. Important. Where is India's first, or you can say where is India's virtual Smart Grid Knowledge Center? It is located in Manesar. Question will be asked. Important. Apart from this, friends, we have given you some questions earlier. Alright, if you remember, I gave you 3 questions for your homework. Let's discuss the answer of these 4 questions in detail. First question: who has been appointed as the new vice chairperson of Niti Aayog? First of all, tell me who was the earlier vice chairperson. He was Rajiv Kumar was the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog. But now Dr. Suman K. Berry has replaced Rajiv Kumar as the new vice chairperson of Niti Aayog. Dr. Suman K. Berry has served as the Director General of National Council of Applied Economic Research, that is NCAER. It is a leading non-profit policy research institution. He has also served as a member of the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. Second question: India Out. This was a campaign that is associated with which country? I repeat, India Out. This campaign was associated with Maldives. Alright, Maldives. Who's the president of Maldives? First of all, tell me. President of Maldives: Ibrahim Mohammed Solih. He is the current president of Maldives, and he ordered an order banning the India Out campaign that was led by former president Yamin. Alright, I repeat, recently the president of Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Solih, he ordered a campaign, or he ordered to ban the India Out campaign that was going on in Maldives, that was led by the former president of Maldives, Yamin. This campaign accuses the Maldivian government of allowing Indian military presence in the island nation. I repeat, why was this campaign going on, India Out campaign? Because the people of the who were raising this campaign or who started this campaign accused the Maldivian government. Because why did they accuse them of Indian military presence in island nation? All right, that means the Maldives government allowed the Indian government or Indian military to be present in the Maldives. That was the reason for which this campaign, that is India Out campaign, was recently started. All right, next question. Association of World Election Bodies AWEB is located in which countries? This Association of World Election Bodies is located in South Korea. This AWEB, this was established in 2013. All right, and it was established in South Korea. It is the first global organization of election management bodies. It consists of 118 members and 20 regional associations as associate members. A delegation led by the Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Chandra visited South Africa and Mauritius and held the meeting with their election commission as well as interactions with the large NRI community in the two countries. Alright, so coming back, this Association of World Election Bodies is located where? It is located in South Korea. It was established in the year 2013. Alright, so all those students who gave the correct answer, a thumbs up for you all because your preparation is on point. So for you all now, some other homework. Let's look at it. The first question. Emmanuel Macron has won the presidential election of which country? First question. Second question. Which is the venue of the Khelo India University Games 2021 that is going to be held in April-May 2022? Second question. Third question. What is the rank of India in the SIPRI data on the global military expenditure in 2021? Third question. This is your fourth question. Business Blasters is a flagship program of which Indian state or union territory? This is your homework. Fifth question. Which racing driver won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2022? This is your fifth question. These 5 questions are your homework and I want all of you to comment below because this will be a very good and interesting way for preparation, because if you will comment then you will remember, yes, I commented this question and this was the answer of that particular question. So it is a way of revision. Alright, so friends, that was our session. I hope you liked the video. Do like it, do subscribe to our channel. Also comment below if you want us to continue with such sessions, such revision videos in future. All you have to do is comment below. Also, if you have any trouble regarding login or payment or any other issues, then you can reach to us on our mail, that is support@affairscloud.com, or you can call us on the number 9677333862 and we'll resolve your issue as soon as possible. Also, you should go and check our courses that are available at a very reasonable price and that will help you to boost your preparation.